at, what is it? 11:04. Roll call. We have Angus McDonald, Joan Gay and Susan Tyler from Estuary, Laura Francis and Ed Bailey from Middletown, staff member Joe Comerford and David Lee, our consultant, and Lisa Gibson, our administrative assistant. Thank you, Lisa, for being here. We do have a quorum. Next item is review of minutes. We sent out minutes from the meeting on February 26th. Again, don't want to discuss them, but if you have any suggested changes, please forward them to Lisa or Joe and have your respective boards approve at your convenience. The main topic for discussion at this meeting will be the status of the MOA. I'm going to give a few introductory comments and then we'll go into executive session. Laura, Joe, and I met with Dennis Solinsky on Friday, March 2nd. No, Tuesday, March 2nd, excuse me. He also had in attendance 4 of his DOT staff.
Wow.
None of whom said much, if anything. He outlined the process that he would use, which would include our and Dennis coming to an agreement on this document. When at that point, he will then send it to DOT legal for their review. And once they have reviewed it, he will get back to us with any changes and also send it to the various other people at DOT who would need to look at it and approve it. At that point, he did not think the Attorney General would be required to look at it because it is an intergovernmental agreement that does not include a third party. He did not anticipate that OPM would have to review it or agree to it. He did say that FTA may want to approve it or look at it. He then identified some major concerns that he has, which was the bulk of our meeting with him, and indicated that he will at some point have some future, what he referred to as minor edits in language and things like that. We talked about a timetable of, he knew we had a meeting today, our committees, and what we were hoping is that we would be able to send him a revised version the week of March 8th, and that we would, we set up another meeting with Dennis for Friday, March 19th to go over his reaction to our revised draft. Laura, did you want to add anything else to that overview?
Only that it continues, to be a positive working relationship. We continue to get positive clues or direction that we're doing the right thing. So I just, in our discussion today, I just want you to remember that DOT still favors this action. We're just talking details now.
Yep. Okay. Having said that, could I have a motion to move into executive session at 11:08 to discuss
So moved.
contract negotiations? Moved by Joan, seconded.
Second by Ed.
Ed, thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right.
Executive, we are now, included, sorry, are Joe Comerford, Leslie Strauss, Dave Lee, and Lisa Gibson. And recording is now out of executive session. We will, excuse me, defer discussion of the bylaws until a future meeting. Probably not next Friday, but we'll keep it going. And excuse me, for next steps, what we have is Joe will write up the conditions And that will be sent to all of us. Jonathan Shapiro will be given guidance on redrafting the MOA. A revised version will be sent out sometime next week in preparation for our meeting on March 12th. And the purpose of the March 12th meeting will be to come to agreement on the revised language in the MOA. Anything else?
Well, how do you handle the fact that the DOT wanted something next week then? What's,
That they did not want next week. That was our general thought about a schedule that we could meet, but we can't meet it. So I don't think it's an issue for them.
okay,
They just want to keep the momentum going. And I think this schedule, they'll probably see something the week of the 15th.
okay, thanks.
Don't you think, Joe?
Yeah, I think we'll have it in time for our meeting. They just might not have had a chance to review it all, but
Well, but
I will be able to walk through it with them. I
okay,
think.
there's an issue of whether we will want to go back to our full boards
Right.
prior to sending anything to DOT. And
I think we should.
Yeah.
And maybe before our meeting, Joe, we should, maybe we should move up our next discussion with Dennis from the 19th to sometime before Friday.
This
before
was
the
the
12th.
this was the earliest he was available.
Oh, okay.
So much
Well,
for momentum.
We have a board meeting next Thursday. the 11th.
Correct.
Oh,
Right.
on the 11th.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, well, that would be a good time for you to maybe discuss these changes and get any feedback. Since it's all three of you plus Joe,
Yeah. Mhm.
in anticipation of the meeting on Friday, so you can get us feedback from there.
Yeah. And
Okay.
Joe, maybe if you can call Joe Simolis and ask Joe Simolis just to have an informal discussion with the mayor.
Okay. Before the meeting.
Estuary has to have a special board meeting sometime in March to adopt its audit, to approve the audit. We may be able to work something out and have this handled at the same time.
Probably not if we want it though before we meet with Dennis.
Yeah, okay. All righty.
Because it only leaves next week,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay.
really. Or early
Um,
the 15th, but if we want to give it to him in time before the meeting, we don't have a lot of time.
One quick question. Will Estuary want or need this revised version to go to its attorney?
I think the
Before-
final, but I don't know that we need it before a final, I think there were several things that we didn't even talk about yet that they said they wanted to talk about. So,
You mean DOT?
yeah. Yeah. So
Well, okay.
we didn't change, the language that she suggested at all. That's all there. They were good with that indemnification language that she put in.
Okay. All righty.
Wow.
Any other old business? Any new business? There being none, could I have a motion to adjourn at 12:27?
So moved.
Thanks, Beverly. Second.
Second.
Ed.
Okay, Ed, thank you. Thank you all. We'll
Thank
see
you,
next-
everybody.
see you next Friday.